storm clouds moving in. Whatever's gonna happen, it's about to begin. I remember what the drunk donkey told me when he said, son, don't fear. Mike's where the page line is about to begin. Then he's gonna tell you about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you which way it's going, if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that they try to hide. Just click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Well, there'll always be some haters, but they don't understand that Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, if you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan, Drunk Donkey Nation tells you when Mike, he's your man. Then he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm, if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that was trying to hide. Look on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nation. Yeah, here in Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nation.
All right, what's up, everybody? Good morning. As we watch a little bit of Ian footage. How's everybody doing? It's Monday. And we're live. All right. Look at that, honey. We're live. My new setup's only a week old, so I'm still playing with the new streaming system here. So I'm a little, I'm still learning it. We got the chat above my head now, which is great for people watching on the 80-inch TVs. Forcing me to comb my hair. All right, so we got a abbreviated week coming up. We're going to get into all that. First and foremost, of course, today is Memorial Day. And this is a fitting photo from our Daily Brew sponsor, ABC Fine Wine and Spirits, remembering and honoring all those who have served. That is what today is all about. Thanks to ABC for putting that on social media this morning so I could share it. Appreciate it. Mr. Bob, what's up? Tom, Jake, Miss Shelley. All right, so everything looks like it's working good. Hunter, the boys are excited, so we're going away this week. We're going up to the Golf Jam. I'm going to get into that here in a second. So they know something's up. I don't know, any of you pet owners out there, how do these dogs know that something is up? Like, as soon as we bring out the suitcases, they go absolutely bonkers. Like, running around, crying. Every time I open the door, they want to run outside. They know something's up. They're not dummies. They probably think they're going to the vet, but we're taking them with us. They're so excited. They get to come hang out with us for a week. We're heading up to Panama City Beach, so you get to go, buddy. Yay! All right, so let's say hi to some folks, and then we're going to get into the tropics. We got stuff to talk about, maybe, coming up this week. We'll see about that. Maybe. We'll put on this graphic right here. This is the good graphic. No tropical development expected the next 7 days. So, had a wild week over the weekend. We had that coastal low. I shared it a bunch. I kept calling it the Gulf Stream low because it looked pretty good over the Gulf Stream there for a day. There's some arguments by some big-time Mets, some respected Mets of mine that I follow that kind of question maybe it was subtropical because of some of the warmer core characteristics, had convection around the center for a brief moment. So, we had a system in January that they reclassified months later. We'll see, man. It had to look. Now, yesterday it didn't have much convection around the center. In order to be classified, there's got to be a certain amount of convection in storms. But Friday night, Saturday, it looked pretty impressive for a non-tropical thingy. I did share this earlier. I don't know if you saw this or not. This was a image. We'll put Hunter down. He's excited. So say we'll see you guys later. We'll see you in Panama. Bye. So I woke up yesterday morning early, and as I do, I go to TikTok and I look at videos, and I started seeing videos showing up from the Carnival Sunshine. In fact, I didn't want to post it until I wanted to verify it, but it was true. And then I started seeing more videos, and this was a screenshot from this morning of the actual, if you've ever been on a cruise, they always have the weather TV monitor set up in your room. This is exactly Friday night, right where we showed those biggest waves and winds of 30, 40, 50 foot were expected. Remember the Euro graphic I showed the heck out of? Well, apparently this is the ship that was docking in Charleston. And even their apparent winds, they showed 70 knots. So some of the videos are pretty scary now. I know some are saying, oh, you're hyping it up. I'm not hyping anything up. I'm just telling you what others have said that took this cruise did not enjoy it. And I saw videos of stuff flying off tables and water dripping and things breaking and crew cabin water pipe busted, and it wasn't nice. It wasn't very fun at all. So if you're curious about that, just Google it. You'll see all kinds of stuff on it. It was quite wild. All right, so let's say hey to some folks as we drink coffee. Glory, what's up? What's up, Miss Candy? Eric, how about the Rays, buddy? I get to watch them at 2 o'clock today. Listen to them, actually. 2 o'clock game. What's up with 11 o'clock games, man? What are they thinking? 11 o'clock yesterday, I was just still waking up. Holden's Garage from Ocala. We love Ocala. Lucy Mooney. Richard T. Martinez. John. Looks like a duck. We had a duck in the beer. Where's Shelly at, by the way? Oh, there she is. Hey, Shelly. What's up, Mr. Chris? How about that Indy 500 race? Holy cow. How about that last lap pass? Did you see me at Chili's last night? Who was that? Good seeing you. We love Chili's. Miss Susan, always watching our page. We appreciate that. Appreciate that. Did a little YouTube video last night. Did my ugly mug you're looking at. So I've been trying to figure out this YouTube algorithm thing, and a lot of people put their faces on there, and I don't want to do that, but I have to do that. You have to do that to get the people, for YouTube to put it in their little algorithm thingy. So that's what that's about. That's what I'm going to talk about. We got to look. So rain today. I did post this earlier. Let's do a refresh. I don't know why my latest tweets aren't showing up here. That's not good. Should now pop. Boop, there they are. All right, so here's the rainfall today. This is weather today. We had that low pressure. So the World 600 did get rained out last night. They should have known better than make everybody show up and wait it out. So it'll be running today at noon and 3. This is the areas where you can get rain today. This is leftover low pressure area, which is that coastal low that finally came ashore yesterday. But this is where it's going to rain today. A little bit of South Florida rain, nothing organized. So really the only organized rain here on the East Coast is from that leftover low. This is for today, Monday. So they got a couple NASCAR races to run today. We'll see if that pans out or not. Oh, your contact's out. I'm at an 800 and 850 contact. Sometimes I wear 850, 850. Sometimes I wear 800, 800. So, thank you, Silver King, over from Riverview. Appreciate that. Had a little drama over the weekend, by the way. If you notice, oh my God, I was at the Rays game, and if you saw it, you saw it. I don't know why meteorologists have to basically, I don't know, go after me. We do our thing, you know. We do we. Me do me. I haven't changed, and the fact that he gets so many people fired up, I don't care. I don't think I've ever went on anybody else's weather page and told them why they're no good, or why this is why I don't like you. Anyway, that was crazy. But anyway, hey Shannon, I appreciate that. Look at that, you rock. So here's where I'm going. Let's talk about it. I'm going to the Gulf Coast Jam. Remember a long time ago, Morgan Wallen was supposed to be there. That was going to be the girls' Christmas present. Sarah wanted to meet Morgan Wallen. Well, unfortunately, he had throat issues and had to bail. So we're still going, obviously. There's still got 4 days of concerts. We have this really fun thing on Wednesday night at Miss Newbies. I'm going to be a judge for these opening bands that are trying to get into the Gulf Coast Jam. It's supposed to be a really good, fun time. I guess they're famous for Hunch Punch. So we'll see if I can make through all these artists. But I'm excited about that. So even if you're not going to the Gulf Coast Jam, this sounds like it's a lot of fun. It's a famous restaurant there in Panama City Beach, and they're going to be doing this Wednesday night. All these bands. I think there's no cover charge. So you're going to see all these up-and-coming bands Wednesday playing. There's 9 of them. And then, of course, I'll be there. I was with the organizers yesterday a lot. We're talking about the weather I'm fixing to get into for this week coming up. We messaged back and forth. I made a mistake this morning and texted them at 5:55 a.m. thinking it was 6:55, but I forgot Panama is on Central Time. So I was worried that I would not even be invited up there. But they both texted me back okay. I was excited because the overnight trends. If you saw my video yesterday, I talked about there wasn't any certainty. And listen, here's why people love knowing possibilities, right? They like to hear my thoughts. I've learned years ago, I kind of stopped doing that. People are like, hey, we want to hear your thoughts. So when I start seeing models, I know they're there, but when I start seeing them posted online a lot, right? In social media, things get, put out everywhere. So when I start seeing individual model runs that show maybe a tropical system in, the upper Gulf Coast or a tropical system over Florida for next week, now it's time I got to start talking about it too, because it's, when there's confidence, I talk about it regardless. But I wanted to put that video out last night to say that there's really no certainty at all what's going on next week. And then this morning, a little more certainty that we might not have anything except for something on the East Coast side, which could maybe affect anybody, but maybe just Bermuda, Miss Lori Rye. Vicky used to be R-rated. Yeah. No comment. Becky, good morning, Felice. Oh, you know what? Yeah, Shelly's right. I don't even think, honestly, the 3 or 4 times this has ever happened to me, I don't think they understood who we are or what I am. I mean, it sounded so, it sounds so unprofessional on Mike's weather page. So most of the time, I end up being friends. All right, so let's talk about this week coming up. Then I'll look at some more rambling. But this is an El Nino pattern we're in. There's a lot of people saying, hey, we are already in this El Nino pattern of weather. And what the El Nino pattern weather is a secondary jet stream, the Pacific jet stream. I always call it the subtropical jet stream, but officially I think it's called the Pacific jet stream. It's a secondary jet stream that pumps in moisture and wetness across the south. We have a blocking high pressure to the north with the polar jet way to the north. So kind of what we saw last week, almost the exact same thing might be setting up this week. We have high pressure to the north, cold front locked in place. Something's going to come across the south and the east. If anything tried to spin up weak, we would have a repeat pattern again of counterclockwise pulling down a dry air behind it. kind of what we've seen. I mean, we had 50s yesterday, man. Everybody's like, what the heck's up with that? It was chilly out, right? We have cool, dry, attic air blowing in because of this this low. Can't do two things at once. Don't give me gum. All right, so this is what an El Nino pattern looks like. Let's close it out. Let's go to tropical tidbits real quick just to show you the upper level jet stream that we're going to talk about for this weekend coming up. So this is tropical tidbits. This is a 200 millibar jet stream level on the Euro, and it's pretty much the same on all of them. But this is your Pacific jet stream showing these strong winds that are pushing across the south. Now, the reason that they say El Nino seasons and hurricane seasons typically are lower numbers is because there's a lot of wind shear associated with this jet stream. A lot of times this jet stream's a little farther south, and the jet stream fluctuates. So the jet stream usually is a little bit into the Caribbean, helping limit tropical activity because of these strong upper level winds that you are seeing already because of the Pacific and just how the waters and everything works. El Nino, you get this setup. But again, this jet stream wiggles around. Peak season time, like we saw with Michael and countless other storms, little wiggles and wobbles of this jet stream will enable windows of opportunity for systems to pop up. And that's why the NOAA official forecast came out last week, and it was pretty much near normal expected because of the warm water will enable storms to pop up in these little windows of light shear. And unfortunately, like we've seen the last several years, for the continental United States, 10 storms have been 150 miles an hour plus that have hit the United States, continental United States. 9 of those are tropical storms 3 days out. So warmer this water is, quicker things can pop up. This time of year, but as we get into those peak season months, the warm water helps ignite storms a lot quicker. That's why we got to still worry. So anyway, there's that jet stream. And another look at it here just kind of shows you the anomalies with the high pressure and low pressure, just kind of showing you what's going on this week. Blues are lower pressures, and the kind of orangish red, peach, whatever heck color that is, tan. You girls that wear makeup, what is that? What color is that? That almost looks like something you put on your face, like a blush. All right, so that's the pattern. They are expecting cooler weather this week coming up. The next week plus outlook had cool weather pretty much everywhere except for South Florida. So another sign of El Nino is a little cooler weather for places that typically don't. And here's where we normally look, and then we're going to talk tropics. So now that we are now official hurricane season is this week. Can you believe it? June 1st. This is the typical areas that they look for early season development. Because of old fronts. So anyway, good morning, Miss Bobby, Miss Shelley, Peach. I love my Georgia Peaches. Hey, you like that Leonard Skinner song, Georgia Peaches? What's up, Sarasota Experience? I like that. You sound official. You know, I grew up in Bradenton. I remember Holmes Beach. Very, very, very pretty white sands down there. Amanda's birthday is June 1st. Well, you were born to be a storm chaser. Eric, you were in Savannah. That's great, man. I'm trying to talk Julie and let me put some Mopar stripes on her Charger, but she's not very excited about it. Maybe if I get her little Tesla, she wants. What's happening there? All right, so let's talk about the storm coming up. And cheers to Louie. All right. All right, so here is the weather pattern this week. Let me close out some windows. By the way, here's Jim. So that's where we'll be. Hopefully I get to meet y'all. We're going to do a special live. We're not doing a live tomorrow. Like, apparently I must have drunk text Shelly because I already had the schedule laid out and I didn't know this. Tomorrow we'll be showing up, getting our little bungalow, beach bungalow, or whatever they call it, which I'm very thankful the city, Panama City Beach is putting us up there. I really appreciate it to the mayor, Mr. Mark Sheldon and all those involved. So thank you very much. But Tuesday, tomorrow I might just do a pre-recorded video. We'll be live Wednesday at 9:19 Eastern. That's 8:18 Central. So for all y'all that live in Central that are always laughing, probably because I'm always talking Eastern, I'm going to be on your time on Wednesday and Thursday. Thursday, we're going to be doing a live June 1st Hurricane Special, first day of the season, from the Gulf Coast Jam main stage. So that is going to be awesome. Hope it works, but I already got my mobile set up. I got a mobile new monitor I'm really happy with. Tested yesterday. I got my OBS looking nice, and so we'll see. We'll find out Wednesday. We'll go live, Thursday live, and then Friday we'll probably just do another recorded video. That's what's coming. All right, all weather now. So here is the surface charts coming up. Now look at this is for Wednesday. Wednesday, there is an old frontal line, trough line. See it? That's Wednesday. We fast forward to Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Here is Thursday. See that low pressure? Friday, low pressure over Florida. Saturday, low pressure over Florida. Now, yesterday, if you watch that video, it was all about the placement of this low. Where's this low? Where's this frontal line going to wiggle waggle, right? These lingering linguini front lines, where's it going to set up? This pattern right here, less rain for the upper Gulf Coast, more for Florida. The consistency that we're seeing, though, is this. This low going into Sunday, Monday, in case you need to see it here, this is Sunday. Oh, how do you like my new mouse? Now I can spell with it. This is where I used to drive me bonkers. When I used to spell, because you'd hear click, 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 click. Now I got a clickless mouth. Clickless mouth. The pattern that we saw yesterday, we're starting to see is this front mingles, and we're starting to see a low pressure early part of next week, late weekend, early next week, kind of sitting off the East Coast. Yesterday, the UK, the Euro, the 18Z GFS showed it, and it's been off and on. Now the Euro's not. But trends are your friends, and you really start to get gut feelings of what's happening. So it looks like nothing in the Gulf. It looks like it's going to push through, and then maybe off the East Coast of Florida, it might linger as something maybe to watch. Yesterday's Canadian model, actually, this is the first time this model ever woke up this season. Not that the Canadians are a very good model, but here was it showing that. Doesn't mean anything. Canadian's not a good model, but it did wake up. This would be later weekend, but just to show you that something down here on the East Coast. All right. Latest models on tropical tidbits. Let's do that first. This is really good. This is where we start. This is, I like to take more blends of ensembles, but this will give us an idea of rain at least and like weekend plans. Gulf Coast Jam forecast. All right. Here is Thursday. Now, remember we already showed you the low in the Gulf. So that's where the fuel's coming from. It's an old linguini front. Thursday, Florida. The trend has been this. A little lower on that old front and a little more push off the East Coast. Biggest question mark showing up at this point is that low lingering off the Florida southeast coast. Will it juice things up into the end of the weekend, early part of next week, and then maybe get organized into something kind of weak? There's late GFS. Kind of lingers it. See how it does that? This is Thursday. This is Saturday. Now, when I was talking to my buddies up there at Panama City, is this. I'm like, listen, if we get a low pressure over here somewhere, right, we're going to have an exact same situation we just saw. Counterclockwise flow, dry air on the back side, top side, left side, and maybe even have cooler air behind it. But what's showing up is this little stalling out. And, it's a Gulf Stream again. This is next Sunday. So, this is where we kind of focused on here. It looks like the later part of the weekend is this low. Does it happen? Does it get close to the coast? Does it even do anything? But upper Gulf is looking less into the picture from overnight, and now we're just starting to see that, and it's getting a little consistent. This kind of stays off the coast. This is next Tuesday. Long way away, but we're seeing consistency at least. I won't show another GFS because that's kind of the same thinking. Again, coastal next week, Monday, Tuesday. The latest Euro, let's look at the 6Z. How far out does it go? I can't remember. Here's Wednesday. Nothing on Thursday. You can just see a general juicy mess down here. This is next Thursday. Look at that. See, it's starting to pull that low a little far south. This is on Friday. And there's that week low. Friday into Saturday, and you can see it doesn't do what it did last night, but there's that low next Saturday. So we're seeing less of this, more of this, and we can play tic-tac-toe if you want. Look at that, I win. Last night's 12Z on the GFS had a really wild model run. It showed Saturday, there's that low over Florida, and plopped it over here on Sunday and just kind of lingered it over Florida, and then it raced it off. So important thing to note is this: the GFS kind of showed the same thing, more a little east, but it kind of did the same thing. Stalling out, racing off. Again, everything's showing up weak, but what's significant about this, of course, is the weekend, and it could impact some weather for the southeast, depending on what happens right here. So, if you're living in Florida Peninsula, southeast, definitely kind of just know that this is something to watch if you got plans coming. There's nothing solid yet, but the trend is a little more solid. All right, let's look at the Icon. Now, the Icon is the only one that was showing it coming up into the Panhandle. That was the model that I started seeing a lot of people showing. But even the Icon now is showing this. Here's Thursday morning. And it kind of keeps it low. See, it's trending down here Friday into Saturday. So that's the latest thinking here. And here's the 00Z. Now it brings that low down in the Panhandle, or Peninsula. Excuse me, I always mess them up. Here is Saturday, Sunday, and now look what it does. I love model consistency. I love it. In fact, I need to probably make a post about this. Sunday. So we got basically GFS. Whoa. Oh, that's my ad thing popped up. Stalling out, and lingering around, and then going off. So, man, look at that. Icon showing it. So, again, Sunday here, we got consistency of something. It's not, what we learned from our system last week. Got a lot of wind shear to the north. But I haven't even looked at this yet. All right, so let's look at the rest of the model. So there's consistency right there. Good news for selfishly me in the Panhandle. But again, the trend is that. I like trends. I went back and watched my video yesterday too, because I'm like, trying to make a long range video is so hard because things change. But I felt like I was spot on. I kind of pretty much let everybody know, hey, there's not enough consistency right now. But this was the consistency last night, was this thing kind of slowing down on the southeast coast over the weekend. All right, in the Canadian model, like I said, not a very good model, but it's worth showing. We got unbelievable consistency. 12Z Thursday, here's Friday, and then look what happens. It pops back down over the weekend off the Gulf Stream. So we got 4 models, then it races it off. We got, man, that is crazy consistency. Unbelievable consistency. Late weekend, low pressure, Gulf Stream, rides out about a day, and then it races off. That's 4 models doing the exact same thing. So that's, living in Florida over the weekend in the southeast, could have a little something brewing as far as winds and waves. So what I want to look at, I bet you we're going to see some winds at the that we just saw. Let's go rewind here. Let's look at some 10 millimeter winds and go to... What I tell you? It's brewing. These are winds. When I say BOGO, deja vu, this is this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Winds are coming in off the northeast again, almost the exact same pattern that we just saw this weekend. The icon, all of them are going to show it. Oh my goodness gracious, look at that. Big winds, Sunday, same exact setup. History repeats itself. These are winds pushing in again. This is Sunday. So I don't know, man. I feel pretty confident talking about it. Let's look at the UK. The UK has been doing pretty good. It did good last year. It's not on Tropical Tidbits if you're wondering. This is a paid site that I use, this is a commercial forecaster page, by the way. In response to a comment that I won't say from who, but somebody's claimed that all I do is copy other people's forecasts. First off, I get permission from Levi and Weather Nerds and try to promote them. And this is a paid site that is a commercial forecasting site. The same models that I could sign up for any forecasting that allows you to share them. So, whatever. All right, let it go, Mike. Here is the UK, and it's going to show, I haven't even looked today, but I almost would bet money right here that it's going to show, there it is. And it's stopping and it's turning. Look at that. This is Sunday. Man, we got 5 models, folks, showing consistency with weak low pressure, stalling out, tail end of the weekend, hanging out around that southeast coast, and who knows what's going to happen after that. Who knows? Oh boy. All right, so there's that. Let's take a look at some ensembles now for and the bottom line, everybody always says, well, everybody's in it for the same reasons. I had a great discussion with National Weather Service Tampa. Met them at the Oldsmar Hurricane Expo. Everybody agrees. Everybody's in it for the same reasons. And 99% of, I'm so thankful to have friends that work at FEMA, work at the National Weather Service, work at the National Hurricane Center, work at Florida DEM, state meteorologist, talk to them regularly. And we're all in it for the same thing. We all just want to spread information. And everybody has a choice of where they want to get their information from, right? You want to get it from a professional news station? Great. Everybody knows I'm not. So there shouldn't be any feelings hurt why people are coming to our page, because there's nothing that claims to be you have to come here. It's just I've always been a weather blogger hobbyist, right? Never claimed to be anything else. But here's your tropical cyclone. I like the Euro. So Euro's got 51 members of itself. It'd be like 51 Me. Oh my God, that'd be an expensive tab at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits if 51 Me walked in. So the Euro is made up of 51 ensembles. They're all little brains. It's so fascinating. And it's right, statistics. I remember taking statistics in college, right? You blend in the modeling. You have a few outliers. You get rid of those. You blend a statistical model, and every model has a different set of parameters that it uses. Some say, the winds are going to be this way. The subtropical jet's going to be this way. And the high pressure to the north is going to be, a little far south, or, high pressure to the, east and west effect. So it puts in all these scenarios, whether, and looks back at history, they look at water temperature, and then it'll take the best guess when it makes its operational run. But what we're seeing here is a lot of consistency that late next weekend, early next week, there's really not going to be anything organized as far as true low pressure area. And this makes sense. A lot of them are now popping over here on the southeast, east coast. So the trend has at least shifted a little bit more to an east coast, southeast coast placement if we were to get anything to organize as far as tropics go. So I like to see consistency on that. We got other things we can look at. You can look at a blend of models and lows, and Levi's got these on his site. I like this one. Let's go to Levi's site because you can access these. If you go to Ensembles and hit EPS, and then go to let's go to Western Atlantic. Be a better one would probably be Eastern Atlantic, maybe right here. And then we go to Lower Dynamics and hit Ensemble Member MSLP, and this will show you all the little spots of low pressure showing up. And you can see the clusters of them on the Euro, or majority of them. This will be next Sunday morning. Majority of them are over here. Again, most of these are weak. It's almost like a repeat setup we've had twice now. This is the third time now this season we've seen a weak low pressure system try to get going in that Gulf Stream area. A lot of winds to the north. We're going to have a high pressure to the north again, almost deja vu again, almost a repeat setup. The only thing that's different now as we go in time, water temperatures are slowly rising. So eventually one of these are going to become tropical, subtropical, because now they're going to start dealing with warmer waters, have a better chance of convection, and start going. So, and if we look at the GEFS is the GFS version of the same thing, it's a little more east, kind of where the Canadian model is, but you can see very few of them are in the Gulf of Mexico. So if we were to get anything impact the southeast coast, again, especially the Carolinas, it would be more early next week. And then, of course, Bermuda, we'll keep an eye on that. Let's look at Bermuda with the current low pressure run here going into the weekend. And let's go to, let's see. So here's Sunday. Well, there's our European low. So that's kind of what I was thinking. It'd be more of a weekend thing, maybe. Here's Saturday. Here's the GFS. See, the GFS stalls it out, then it gets it going. So it's still too early to tell. This would be more Tuesday, Wednesday. So here's next Wednesday on the GFS. So again, it makes sense, right? So we got a lot of models showing the same thing. Low pressure comes back, hangs around this general area before it races back off again. That seems to be the trend. I need to figure out how to put that into a post and put that online. It's so hard to explain this in a single post, but I will. Oh, anyway. Anyways. So that's it. Some fun stuff. Starting to get a lot of people sharing our shirt. We appreciate that. Every year people ask me, here's the new shirt design this year. Just go to Shop MW Gear. We got the new logo. It's two-sided. If you want to know all the names, here's the names for the season. Since we're going to be talking the first day of the season coming up, that's on the back of the shirt. There's the names if you want to take a look at it. It's a two-sided shirt this year, so appreciate all the guys and gals that picked that up. Of course, you got stickers, and there's cups and coffee. Come here, Sarah. Say hi. Sarah got her hair done today. She looks nice. Lean down. Say hi, everybody. Look. Where are we going?
Beach house.
Beach house. Show me your shirt. It's a Royal Caribbean shirt. Look at that. Cool. That's why we do Royal, because they avoid big waves. And what are you looking at? Nowadays, you got to get your face down so you can see it. See? Lower. There you go. Now look right there. That's where everybody's looking at you. That's the camera. Mm. All right. We'll see you. All right, that was, hey, I was at my local Lowe's yesterday and got excited because they had a whole display of our Furman generators, man. And also, Furman had big news partnering up with the FDEM, too, by the way. Some cool announcements are coming with that. So we're really happy Furman. All this kind of came about with our NASCAR race, and now Furman's even got a bigger part here in the state of Florida. So that's awesome. News for them in our state, that we're all kind of a triad together. And you know what's cool about the FDEM? They make beer. That's why they like us. They actually have state beer. Who would have thought, right? A lot of stuff going on locally. A lot of Memorial Day services going on right now. I know City Oldsmar is doing one. They have a very beautiful park here. Some off of right on the bay, Tampa Bay, beautiful park. They do a lot of stuff there, and of course locally, can't forget our good friends at Done Right Roofing. They're located here in Palm Harbor, my hometown. You know, if you ever are walking around, let me see if I get their logo to pop up. If you ever walk around Palm Harbor and see the sidewalk, my name is actually on the sidewalk here in Palm Harbor. When I wrote it in 1985, it's a true story. They were repaving Nebraska Avenue, and I signed my name, Mike Boylan, 85, and it's still there. Can you believe that? That is unbelievable, right? I still got a rope in the tree in my dad's. We got some oak trees. He's got some oak trees out front. So what's cool about Done Right, they're located here in Palm Harbor, and they support me. They most of our audience is national, but we have a lot of local followers. So please look them up if you need any roofing services, for sure. But that's about it. Did anybody go to Dennis Phillips's beer release this week? I couldn't go. We were out of town. I'm curious how that went for him. Probably was a lot of fun. Yeah, David Berryhill, they should be there. They're going to all Lowe's now. Hey, Matt Cook, great question. Question from Matt Cook over on YouTube. All this early East Coast activity and El Nino pushing through the Gulf, could that make it busier? I totally agree, Matt. Listen, I've done a lot of research on El Nino years, and Florence was an El Nino year, and that was a system that came around the top side, kind of missing some of this shear. My theory's always been, not always, this year, my theory's been, El Nino years, everything's around that Bermuda high pressure system. Well, there's a lot of storms that went around the Bahamas and kind of went towards the East Coast. A lot of storms. We've had Gene, we had Francis in 2004. We had Andrew and Dorian were very strong El Nino years at the beginning part of the year. It's argued that they didn't feel the effects yet of the switchover. So those are two storms that came around. Like I mentioned, Florence came around. It makes you wonder what that Bermuda high does during El Nino years, because we have so much shear. Does that allow more systems to come up? And then you add warm Atlantic waters, which are, trending 2 to 3 to 4 degrees above normal right now. That allows systems to really pop up quicker than they typically would have because of the sea surface temperature anomalies. So tropical Atlantic, let's look at Western Atlantic here on Tropical Tidbits, and open image and new tab. You can see these are your anomalies right now. Obviously, this cool water here. So a couple of things happened with our Gulf Coast low. It had that brief window of opportunity when it followed the Gulf Stream, and once it got closer to those cooler, shallower shelf waters, say that 5 times fast. Shallower shelf waters. It kind of lost the ability to, get too big. Waters are cooler on the coast, and especially now because it's chilly up there. All this was air that got spun down and cooled the shelf water. So, but the main development region, this area is always going to be warm. This is warmer than normal. It will be warmer than normal. This will warm up fast. And this is why they're saying homegrown action will be or I'm saying it too. My big question mark is this area right here. Storms that are going around this homegrown action that form here. Man, my mouse is not working really good today. I don't know what the hell I just drew. So this area might be shut off, but again, homegrown action as well. But like I said, I'm not going to talk about it much anymore. I might talk a lot about it Thursday, because we're going to kind of hype that up as a, opening hurricane season day. Look at the tropical heat potential map. This is the water below the surface, really warming up quick. This is the amount of fuel basically below the sea surface temperature. And look, man, we got a lot of fuel down here. already. This is, starting early. There's your 7 days sea change though here in Tropical Tidbits. I like this graphic. Kind of shows you all that cool air that we just had. Look what it did to the temperatures. I mean, it doesn't take much for the sea surface temperature to change, but it comes back quick. And it's really, the bigger thing is how much heat's under the surface. And that's where the power comes from. Not necessarily the sea surface. We do have a lot of tropical waves. Everybody's chit-chatting about tropical waves, but this time of year they really don't get going. Again, that subtropical Pacific jet stream is so strong, but it is kind of crazy to see so many tropical waves. Oh my God, there's 5 of them. What's up with that? Oh, there's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man, that's crazy. But sometimes they can help juice things up, once they get up here. But anyway, that's a lot of tropical waves for early season. That's Hunter, by the way, if you're wondering what that noise is. He's tearing a bone up right now. He's got a bone that's bigger than him. I was going to show you a picture. Let me take a picture of him. He's probably going to know him. Oh, you got him. Let me see if I can get this picture here. He's tearing his bone up. Oh. Hey, come here. Hunter. Julie, move your feet. All right. I didn't want to get Julie's feet in there. She might get embarrassed. They got like things growing out of them. They don't. There's the size of the bone. It's bigger than he is. That's not a good picture. Anyway. Anyway. All right. Well, that's about it. 10 o'clock. Let's say hi to some folks. Any more questions? Thank you, Matt Cook, for the question. What's up, Jonathan? Beautiful in Charleston. Yep. Can you believe they try to bring that ship home during all that? Ask about the air show next year. I will. What am I looking for? Mr. MFD. Five little waves. 5 tropical waves. All right, I'm about to do a post on this little low pressure thing that we got going on here because it's amazing consistency here. So, well, that was not necessary. I used to love working at home alone. I'd have to hear all these weird noises popping up all the time. Bags ruffling and chairs sliding around. Flip-flops. People eating biscuits with their mouth open. Oh my goodness. All right, so we won't be live tomorrow. We will be live Wednesday and 100% live on Thursday. And Friday's still up in the air. It'll depend if we get anything brewing. If there's something brewing, we'll have to go live Friday, Shelly, but we'll see. Everybody says bless you. So it's a good day in sports. We got NASCAR on at noon and 3, and then we have the Rays on at 2. Give me something to do as I make my 6-hour drive. There's another one. Anyway. Hey, Eric Botts, thanks you. Hey, I got a Hurricane Watchdog shirt too. I did. I bought a gray one. I have not even wore it yet. I'm going to wear it here this weekend. This is the one. I got the gray one. It came out nice looking. This is the one I got right here. There's our boys, Hurricane Watchdogs. Looks just like them. Louie's the man. Louie's got 5 legs. 4 legs. No, somebody said the drawing. The drawing makes it look like he's got 5 legs. He's only got 4 legs. The drawing's a little messed up. Hey, Mr. Telford Holmes, have a great day. Thanks for watching as always. Miss Katie Haley, good to see you guys. Say hey to Mr. Greg. Glenn, good morning from Port St. Lucie. Go Rays. Miss Becky. Mr. Sean from New England. How's it up? What's the weather like up in New England area? You're getting some rain, I think, today, maybe. Yeah, there's some storms, maybe. Well, technically, that's leftover low pressure area for potential storms today. not technically New England. You can always slide down here to look at the 24-hour rain map right here. Here's the rains expected today. And most of them are north of North Carolina, which means NASCAR should be okay. A little rain in southern Texas today. So again, we got a lingering front. You can always go to the surface charts and kind of see what's going on here. There it is, this little lingering front. So by the end of the week, this whole tail of that front is going to be sliding over here and creating some weather to watch. Yeah, Rays, what was the score yesterday for Rays game? 11-10. Then it was last week, what was it, 21-1 or something? All right, so we'll go 5 more minutes. I try to go an hour. There's really nothing else I can talk weather-wise. I kind of went over it. So weather in a nutshell, Golf Jam forecast looking a whole lot better. Let's dive into that one more time just to kind of show you the consistency of what's going on here. And then I'm going to put together a quick little post here. But consistency really brewing, leftover front, strong jet stream pushing all that juice through the Gulf of Mexico, development chances low in the Gulf. Decent little chance on the East Coast once it gets past Florida. But here's Thursday, beginning to see these rains in the Florida Peninsula for Thursday. Everything kind of slides off the coast here closer to Saturday. And then this has been the theme. Things have just been lingering out here for a day or two. This is Monday. Then they kind of race off Tuesday and Wednesday. But that's the GFS. Very consistent. The latest Euro didn't do it as much. Thursday, very little rain north of the peninsula. There's that juice kind of just hanging out. You can see little signs of low pressure trying to get going. If we went to the vorticity, you'd probably see it better. There it is right there. See that little vorticity showing up over the Bahamas on Friday? And there's the low off on the Euro. And it kind of lingers it. You can see it for a couple days lingering for a day or two. And then, like I said, yesterday's 12Z really showed the same thing. Weekend low. Here's Saturday. It kind of lingers on the Florida southeast coast Sunday into Monday. And then it races off. So that's not the latest model. But it's just showing you that GFS is kind of not out to lunch this time. And then the Icon, which is usually a pretty good model, it's trended south. I like to see that for consistency because it was plopping a little bit more straight up into the upper Gulf. Now it's showing this on Friday. More of a peninsula look going into the lower part of Florida on Saturday and Sunday here. And it parks it right off the East Coast. Here's Monday. And eventually it'll shove it off that way. And then, of course, the Canadian kind of did the same thing. So, and the UK did that. So that's 5 models kind of saying the same thing. A little bit of Southeast Atlantic juice brewing late weekend, early next week to watch. That was one long sentence. I love questions, Joe, like that. Was I a Knight Rider fan? Heck yeah, man. I love Knight Rider. What do you say? Michael. Who would have thought, right, that one day you could have a Tesla and you could summon your Tesla on your watch to come get you like Knight Rider did, right? So cool that they had that with Michael and Kit back then in the 80s. Come pick me up. And now you got a car that would do that. And I love his hair back then. So yeah, I watched it. I remember watching. That was on the same night as Dukes of Hazzards and all that good stuff. I think it was on Friday night. I think Friday night was Knight Rider and Dukes of Hazzards. Can't remember that. Vicky, oh man, Vicky's having a wedding. First off, congratulations. Secondly, I would watch closely. It could be windy, so I'm confident it's going to be windy on Sunday at Daytona Beach. Not 100% confident yet on rains as far as ruining things for you. So there's hope. There's hope. It could be just offshore. There's the GFS. The models are going to bounce around. Trends are your friend. but there's a Canadian. So I would watch close. If it was me, I would have at least an inkling in your head of backup plans. I wouldn't make them yet, but I would be thinking, what if? Just being honest. If it was me. Let's see the wind forecast for Sunday. Yeah, see, even if this low goes off here, this is Sunday 1 p.m. So even if the latest Euro is right and that low pressure sets up off the coast, might not have much rain with the Euro, but you're still going to have a lot of winds. So prepare for that. A lot of winds on Sunday. Bannock. Rain on wedding day is lucky. Well, you might get lucky. Might get lucky twice. All right. Anything else we can say hello about? So I got to do a couple posts here. So we got a windy Sunday, man. Look at this. This is some serious winds rolling in. Oh my goodness. Look at that. There's a GFS. Man, it is going to be windy on Sunday. Look at that. Almost deja vu again. Now remember, this is the overnight 00Z. Yesterday's 12Z Euro showed more of a scenario like the current GFS. I wonder if I can go back. I never even know if I can go back. I always try to figure out how to go back to prior runs. I don't know if Wendy does it or does Wendy let you go back to prior runs? I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really played around with it enough to really know. Does it let you? What would I click, I wonder? Anyway. Yeah, correct. Nope. Charlotte looks pretty good. I think Charlotte will be fine. Rosie said it snowed on her wedding day. Mark, we rented a new Dodge that had a big screen in it, and it was very intimidating trying to figure out how to hit buttons. You're welcome, Ms. Vicky. Megan's going on a cruise to Belize. That's awesome, from Texas. Yeah, you're looking good. Should be fun, man. We have a lot of people that watch in Belize. I would love to head down there one time. Daniel wants the clicky mouse. Are you kidding me? Daniel over on YouTube? Here's for all you clicky lovers here. What's up on my shoulder there? All right. Let's see. Got 2 more minutes. We can yak a little more. Ted, appreciate that. We got some new Brew Crew members, it looks like. Appreciate it there, Miss Shelley. She always sends out an email. Miss Chris Roth, how's it going down there? Our cruise lover. You got your click fixed. Let's see. Can you make a onesie? Oh, heck, congratulations, man. I thought that we had some clothes. I thought at one time we had some baby stuff. I thought we did. I don't run in this store. It's a third-party site. At one time I thought they did. They must have stopped it. Oh, they did. Darn it. We had them one time. Kids and babies. Darn it. Well, anyway, congratulations. That's cool. You can get a bath towel and kind of pretend it's a onesie. I should order one of these. I didn't even know we had bath towels. I should get some bath towels. That would be a cool looking one right there. Look at that. That would be nice. I love our new logo. That's not the official logo. That's just like a summer logo. I like these colors though. I love these light pastels. Let's see. All right, Bob. Appreciate it. All right. Well, have a great week. watch for some recorded video. David, let's do okay. Everybody's about Charlotte. Let's look really hard at the Charlotte. So currently, it's just a very light rain right now. It's sometimes these light rains are impossible to even pick up on radar because they're such like a light mountain rain. The heavy stuff's definitely going to be pushing off to the north. The problem is it's cool, but luckily by the end of the day, or we'll start getting some more sunshine and some winds. Hopefully that would help dry the track. See, these are your light rains. Here's noon. I mean, it's going to clear. It's just, 3 o'clock for the Cup and noon for Xfinity. Xfinity might be a little pushing it. It's an hour and a half away, but overall, the moisture's moving on. And should start getting some winds, I would think. No real winds. I thought we might get a little more winds from the north, but we're not. It'll be fine. It might just be a little later, but cool. All right. Well, listen. Watch for some updates. We're excited. We're going to be loading up the car, man. Where the Griswolds are heading north. And we got the dogs. We're about ready to take over Panama City. I think tonight we're going to Margaritaville. So I got my shirt on. So if you see me, let's take a picture. I might do a little scrapbook of memories from this weekend's trip with everybody. All right. See everybody Wednesday and 100% Thursday from the stage at the Gulf Coast Jam. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.